If you're facing the problem while working with the pivot table data outside the pivot table like this, and you want the result like this, or if you are getting the errors while applying the filters on the pivot table for the data outside pivot table, and you want the result like this, we are going to see that how we can manage all of these errors and problems once we are working on the pivot table data outside the pivot table. So let's move straight into the example and see how all it works. This is me, Arsalan, and you're watching Growth Mindset. In our first example, we are going to see that how we can calculate year-on-year increase-decrease in percentage. We are going to calculate this outside the pivot table, and we are going to use the data from within the pivot table. For instance, we press is equal to, and we go in the year 2, we divide it by year 1, and we subtract it by 1, and we press enter, and we go in the home tab and press the percentage. So there is 8% increase. Now we just Control C it for copying it, and now we press shift and down arrow key and press enter, and here we see that we are getting all the figures as 8%, and we are not getting our right results. And we can see also over here, if we go in the formula bar, that we are getting the pivot table references and not the formula that we applied. So how we can make this correct? We delete it, we go in File, Options, here in Formulas. Working with the formulas, here we have option use get pivot data functions for pivot table references. So we uncheck this, we press OK, and now we apply the same formula. We press is equal to, we bring it in this cell, we divide it by previous year, subtracted with 1, and we get the percentage as it was appearing 8% previously. Now we Control C it, and we press shift and down arrow key and press enter, and now we can see that it is giving us the accurate figures. Now moving on to example 2. In our example 2, we're going to see that how we can make calculation outside of the pivot table using the data from within the pivot table, and we're going to apply the filters, and we're going to see that how we can avoid the errors. We're going to press equal to, and we go in the quantity sold column, and we divide it by the grand total of the quantity sold. So we get the percentage for each vehicle. We again go in the cell and we fix the denominator by pressing F4, we press enter, we Control C it, and now shift and down arrow key, and here we get the percentages for this column. Now what if we are going to apply the filter? If you're going to apply the filter, for instance, if we remove the BMW and Ford from here, we press OK, and it is giving us problem. It is not functioning properly. We go in the cell by pressing F2. Now we can see that we have fixed the cell I13, and once we apply the filter, it remains fixed. So we have to see that how we can make sure that the grand total cells changes dynamically so the calculation remains intact. We remove the filter, and we again apply the formula. We go in the quantity sold cell, we divide it by, we're going to put VLOOKUP formula, and we are going to have the lookup value which is going to be larger than any value over here. For instance, we have 97,000, so we go for the 100,000 as lookup value. Table array is this column. Column index, because we are working on only one column, so we're going to put 1, and we want an approximate match, so we are going to put true. We close the bracket, we press enter. Now one more thing, we just fix the table array by pressing F4, and now we just Control C it, shift down arrow key, we press enter, or we can press Ctrl V for pasting it. Now we are going to again apply the filter and see how it works. Here we see that we have two rows appearing with 0%, and we don't want this. So we are going to go in the first cell, right click it, we go in the format cell, custom format, and here we're going to apply 0% as positive figure. Then we are going to put a semicolon minus 0% for the negative figure, and then we put another semicolon, and we leave this as blank, so it gives us blank cell once we have filtered it, and it doesn't give us any figure. We press OK, we copy it and we paste it down, and if we remove the filter and we reapply it like this, now you can see that it is giving no 0% signs over here, and it is working perfectly fine for us. If you're going to remove even further, it is going to change the figures dynamically in this column and give us the data as we want. Well, that's all for today. If you like the content, then make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Your comments act as a navigation tool, so make sure that you give your comments down below in the comment section. See you soon. Take care and bye-bye.